Alright, fellas. These are if I can get it to focus, the fancy new fittings I got. They go in the oil filler hole. And then you have a dash 10 line. And that's why I ran two of the same side, so I can run both fittings. Bam. Sorry. Easy as pie. Now I can run both of them to a catch can and I'm done. So here's my little setup I got here. I got two Allens that are blocked off. I have my IAT or air temp sensor. Then I have a big fitting that's a 3/8 ID hose. I'm gonna run up to a vacuum block that's on the dash inside the engine bay. So then everything else vacuum wise will run off that block. I'm trying to keep it as clean as possible and keep everything tucked underneath the center part of this intake. Well, y'all can see what I got going on here. Wanted to show you all the gaps. That's all the way back. I did get a new oil pressure sensor. I got a factory truck one from like a 03 model Chevrolet. It has to be the 3-pin. And there's a scale that you can use in the Holley system. I've just been tidying everything up. I'm about to cut a hole. There was a hole that somebody else already put in the firewall right here. I'm gonna make that a 2-inch hole, and that's what my Holley harness is gonna run through into the dash. I'm gonna mount the ECU behind the glove box door. So that's the plan there. My valve block that I have for the vacuum, I'm gonna try and run it up here, as long as it doesn't get in the way of the blower. I also urethane these up. I'm not using them. Well, I should have been filming, but I wasn't. But I'm running the Holley harness through the bottom of the intake and putting the intake on for the final time, hopefully. I'm trying to keep all the wires hid nice and neat. I got a 2-inch hole. But man, I got my transmission harness, the power, the main power, the actual ECU harness. There's a lot going on through there. I'm gonna have to get a different grommet. But anyways, see what I'm doing. Hopefully it's the last time, and we'll go from there. So I've got this Amazon vacuum block. I'm gonna run this side of my brake booster, this side of my map sensor. Have one to the valve on the blower, like the blow-off valve, whatever you call that. And then one for my fuel pressure regulator. Some people freak out. I'm a believer in vacuum is vacuum. I guess we'll make a believer out of y'all, or I'll look like a fool. So I'm gonna get this mounted up. check it out. Got the vacuum block mounted up. Got the map sensor. It's my brakes teed off to a big 3/8 ID that goes down here on the bottom of the intake that supplies everything. And then have vacuum to the fuel pressure regulator, and I will have vacuum up here to the supercharger as well. I've got all the harness ran. I drilled and tapped my water pump with 1/8 inch MPT, ran a line down here to the steam vent. I've got all my vacuum lines ran. I mounted my fuel pressure regulator. I've got everything plugged in, vacuum wise, got the map sensor. I've pretty well got everything plugged in that needs plugged in on the Holley harness, minus me wiring it inside. So I'm gonna get this bolted down, and hopefully it'll be the last time. My partner. Say hi, buddy.
Honey, I need love. I need it all the time. Honey, I need love. Won't you make it right?
Got all my wiring in, all underneath the intake, nice and fancy. Have my fuel pressure regulator mounted. Have my vacuum block mounted back here. Map sensor. I cut a 2-inch hole in the firewall right there, and I'm gonna tape everything up, zip tie, but just preliminary right now. But there it is. I'll put you eye level with it. Man, it is like right at the cowl. I don't know if the hood's gonna fit or not. I don't think so. I don't think I caught any of that, Megan. Man, I don't know. I've never bought a set of headers that fit, much less cheap eBay ones, but these fit really good. I did buy the nice Cometic bolts. They were actually as cheap as factory bolts, though. I don't know where the part number's at. But this header fits like super nice. Super, super nice. Really impressed with that. Alright, I've got everything done that I want to get done. I mounted the fuel pressure sensor. I did put a transducer on it for fuel pressure. Just the cheap $20 1/8 inch fitting. And that's about it. I'll kind of flip it around and walk back through it again. But I'm getting close. I'm just buttoning up all the small stuff. Y'all know that takes the longest. But pretty well everything's ran with the Holley minus the actual hard wiring. I have that all inside the cab. I'm going to mount the ECU in the glove box. I'm getting real close to throwing on the front cap, but I do need to pin the crank, which I had a crank pinning kit. Now I can't find it, so there's no telling. I just got through putting these eBay headers on. Man, they're the best fitting headers I've ever bought. I was not expecting it, figured I'd have to dent tubes, yada yada. I didn't have to do nothing. And what's even crazier, as I'm looking at it, it looks like it lines up perfect with the old small block exhaust, which I really wanted to change to like a stainless exhaust. But, man, for the time being, you know, it's got two thrust mufflers, 2.5 inch tubing. It should sound pretty good. All right, guys. Peace. All right. So tonight, got the blower mounted for the last time. Mounted the fuel pressure regulator. I did add a transducer on the bottom. and a gauge. Have my vacuum line hooked up over from the vacuum block mounted in the back. Map sensor, fuel pressure regulator. I ran the, man, it's gonna be hard to see. Let's see if I can get down here. I got a lot going on underneath the intake. If you look back there, there's a brass fitting, and it supplies the vacuum block, and I have my IET, or intake air temp sensor, on the bottom side. I wanted it underneath the intercooler, so. But I have all my wiring tucked up on the back side of the rail. I put the injector plugs on to the inside. I have my pull harnesses on each side sticking out. I just have my coils somewhere else getting cleaned up and painted. And I was kind of leaning towards doing, I guess, relocating the coils to make it look nicer. But man, I'm kind of less is more at this point. I just want to get it going, see what it's all about. So y'all see what I see? Just slowly picking away at it. Man, that thing looks sweet. It looks sick. So